please welcome to the stage Dr. William Amzallag.
What if I'm far from home? Oh, brother, I will hear you call. What if I lose it all? Oh, sister, I will help you out. Oh, if the sky comes falling down for you.
So my name is William Amzallag, and I am Generation Young. Well, maybe it's very arrogant for 74-year-old man to say Generation Young, but I am not the only one, and I will explain you why. First, because Chris is your daddy, I may be your granddaddy. So we are going to spend some time together. I will try to share with you my concept of the product, the philosophy, and everything about in 40 minutes, 35 to 40 minutes. Now, this is the line that we have all over the world. You don't have everything here, and we will talk only about the product that you have here. So, why Jeunesse is so successful? Why we reached $1 billion within 6 years? There must be some reason, and one of the reasons, of course, is product. So we are successful because we have a coherent system based on science. And that's what I want to share with you, the concept that we have. You see, the concept is called Generation Young. But before explaining you what means Generation Young, I want to share with you the philosophy of the company. And this is very interesting and very informative. And for that, I will share with you a video, which is not ours, and you will see why it's so important, our philosophy. Please go to the video.
Everything we buy comes with instructions. Your movie cameras, our TVs, everything comes with instructions. We come with nothing, right?
We were intended to be whole and healthy and complete and strong and vital in the world. And if that's not happening, there is a reason. And it is actually something that we've been doing to get in the way of that naturally expressing on its own.
In the 1900s, less than 4% of Americans had heart disease. Less than 3% died of heart attacks. Today, it's close to 35 to 40% die of heart attacks and strokes. How could it be genetic if these diseases didn't occur in human history? How could even cancer be genetics if, for example, in the Orient, areas of the world have less than 1% of them have breast cancer? They move to America, and about 15% of American women get breast cancer.
These things don't just happen to you. They happen because of our choices.
How much genes contribute to the diseases in our world, and it turns out far less than 10%. Probably even less than 5%. Well, wait, if genes are only responsible for at most 10% of the illness on our planet, what about the other 90% of illness? And the answer is, it has nothing to do with genes and has everything to do with lifestyle.
I can tell you how to get healthy in one sentence. Do the opposite of what got you sick. So if you weren't moving enough, move more. If you're eating too much, eat less. If you're sleeping too little, sleep more. A disease is a manifestation of disharmony with nature. Have you seen a fat coyote lately?
I've spent almost all my waking hours reading everything from the scientific literature on human nutrition. Probably read over 20,000 medical journal articles. And the bottom line is that you don't have to have a heart attack. You don't have to have strokes. You don't have to get demented when you get older. And yes, we can even win the war against cancer.
Disease is not natural. It's just not, it's normal, but it's not natural.
People don't see disease as something that's a warning. They don't see that the light goes on in their car and the oil light starts flashing oil, 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 and you bring it to the mechanic, and instead of putting more oil in the car, he snips the wires so you don't see it going off. We have the stiffening of the blood vessels, advancing the disease, and you bring it to the doctor, he gives us something to lower the blood pressure. Well, it disconnected your personal responsibility. People completely are disconnected from the idea that they're the cause of their own misery. They think that it's a lack of pills.
We make a choice whether we're going to eat to live or we're going to live to eat. And if you choose to live to eat, and that's what I did for a huge portion of my life, you're likely to be just like everyone else. Sick, fat, on pharmaceutical drugs and not feeling vibrant. But if you choose to eat to live, you could die young at a very old age.
If you want to be less vulnerable to illness and injury as you move into your 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, and beyond, then there's only one formula, and it doesn't come through your mouth. It's not from a pill, a potion, or processed food. It comes from you getting off your ass, finding something that you love, something that you're excited to get up and do.
Power of thinking is equally powerful, but positive thinking takes you in a healthy direction. Negative thinking can actually kill you.
Absolutely everything that happens in our lives has a spiritual cause. Mental, emotional, and physical events are only effects.
We do have documented cases where there is a seemingly miraculous cessation of symptoms. I mean, we know these things happen. We know that there are people who are told you're going to die within a week who live for another 30 or 40 more years. So I think sometimes we think about and study a little bit too much the places where it goes the way we've heard about it going in many people, and perhaps we don't study enough what happened in that place where a miracle occurred.
Now we're beginning to understand that our hearts literally create a signal within our bodies that communicates with our brain that either affirm our health and our healing or become the obstacle between us and our health and our healing.
We've put our finger on the primary factors that create disease, but people have the right to know it.
Thank you. So this is our philosophy. You see, what is very important first to know is that the choice is yours. The second thing to understand is we thought until today, until recently, that our life was ruled by our genes. You know, and this is fatalism. No, not anymore. We know that genes are just a database, and we can activate or deactivate the genes. And this is part of the philosophy of the concept of the company that I want to share with you. So, what means Generation Young? Generation Young is a new way of life, a new vision of aging based on solid scientific evidence. And to make all the story short of what you said, what do we want in Jeunesse? The first things, we want to look young as long as possible. Is that correct? You agree with me? The second thing is we want to think young as long as possible. What means that? No Alzheimer. We want to be able to recognize our daughter, our grandchildren, our great-grandchildren as long as possible. You agree with me? And the third one, which is very important too, we want to love young as long as possible. You agree? This is the concept and the philosophy of the company. Simple. Difficult to reach, but simple. So from that, we build the concept that you will see from, this Generation Young to the Yes system. And in order to understand the Yes system, I want to share with you the new concept of aging. Why are we aging? Well, the old belief is not any more accurate. The one based on chronological age. You see, every year we have birthday. And the old concept is you get old because you are accumulating years. So at the age of 60, you are officially classified as retired. You agree? At the age of 70, you are officially classified as old person. And at the age of 80, you're not classified anymore. You don't exist for authorities. So this is the old belief. Today, we know that aging is inside our cells. In fact, inside our nucleus, inside our DNA. So there is 3 major causes of aging. The first one is what we call DNA damages. You know, DNA is damaged every day. Not 1 time, not 10 times a day, not 100 times, not 1,000 times, but 1 million times a day. And we are still alive, then we must have some defense mechanism. In fact, the DNA is damaged for many reasons. The first one is oxidation. Oxidation is a major cause of DNA damage. The second one is inflammation. Inflammation is very, very important. It will cause a lot of DNA damage. And the third one is called glycation. Glycation is when you eat too much sugar. The sugar will glue your proteins, and especially in the face, and you will see wrinkle coming, but not only in the face, in all your body. So it's very bad to eat too much sugar. And that is the first cause of aging. But you have a second one, which are telomeres, shortening. Have you heard about telomeres? Yes. Well, telomeres are this end of the chromosome of the DNA here, which is this cap to protect the DNA. What happened is at every division, the telomere shortened. Shorten, shorten, and shorten. And after 50 to 60 division, and you know the cells divide all the time, after 50 to 70 division, there is no more cap. And when there is no more cap, what happened? The cell die. Well, the cell suicide, we call it apoptosis, or the cell retard. The problem is that when they retard, they leave or they release a lot of aggressive molecules to the surrounding. This is the second reason to age. And the third one is about stem cells. I'm sure you have heard about stem cells, yes? So we need stem cells in our body to replace cells which cannot divide. We need to have a good pool of stem cells in all our body. Unfortunately, stem cells they have telomeres, they have DNA like every cell, and they can die or they can be destroyed by that. So the idea is to keep our stem cells pool healthy. 3 things then: DNA damage, telomere shortening, and stem cell pool shortening. Now, based on that, Jeunesse did a system called Yes, Use Enhancement System, which is based on DNA repair. Not DNA damage, but we want to help the body to repair DNA. Why? Let me explain you. You know, cells divide all the time. When a cell divides, the DNA divides also. What happens if DNA is damaged? What happens? We do not have the proper genes. And if we don't have the good genes because the DNA is damaged, the genes are responsible for the secret code to build protein. And if we don't have the right codes, we cannot build the proper proteins. Proteins is our body. Protein is our functioning body. Protein is everything in our body. If we don't have the proper code to manufacture every day more than 100,000 different proteins, we are in trouble. This is why that when the DNA is damaged, the photocopy is damaged, and then we can have premature aging and chronic diseases. Well, like I told you, DNA is damaged every day 1 million times, and we are still alive. Which means that there is something in our body which is good. We have a maintenance service which is perfect. Within a second, when DNA is broken, we have this maintenance service coming and repair it. So why are we here if the body can do all the job? Well, The body can do all the job until the age of 30, 35. After that, the job is done, but not as fast as we expect. And there is some delay in repairing DNA. This is why Jeunesse is focusing on DNA repair, helping the body to go faster in the maintenance service. So based on that, we built a full line of product, which I'm sure you will have time to review if you go to Jeunesse Longevity TV, where you have all the product one by one, and you can enjoy it in 22 languages. Of course, you don't need 22 language here, but everybody can look at that. Let's start by the first one that you have here, Reserve. Now, Reserve has the same name that an ingredient called resveratrol. Now, can you repeat with me? It took me 3 months to tell it normal. Resveratrol. Very good, you did it. Now, Reserve have not only resveratrol, but have a lot of other major antioxidants. So first, Reserve is a major antioxidant. And not only an antioxidant, it's balancing oxidation and antioxidation. You know that life is about balance. If you disbalance things, you go in trouble. Means if you don't have oxidation, you're in trouble. If you have too much antioxidant, you are in trouble too. So the goal that we have with Reserve is to balance everywhere oxidation and antioxidation. And in this means we can consider Reserve as a good DNA repair, helping the body to repair DNA. And that is the first feature of Reserve. But we have another one. You know, Reserve is also an anti-aging agent. And how is increasing longevity? Do you know that if we eat less, we can live longer? Do you know that? Some people know that, but this is a scientific fact. In fact, if you eat 40% less all your life, every day, you can live 30% longer. And this is science. Means we're not inventing that. So why? Why eating less can increase longevity? Now, we have to go back to our genes. As I told you, we have 30,000 genes to rule our life, but not all genes are working. In fact, only 5% to 10% of our genes are working full time for the cardiovascular, for respiratory. All the other ones are sleeping and wait to be activated. Some will sleep all our life, unless we are in danger. If we are in danger, and starving is a danger, some genes will be activated. We call them survival genes. And then when you don't eat or you eat much less than usual, there is one very special gene which is activated called the sirtuin genes. And when this gene is activated, you feel like Superman or Superwoman, because all your systems are boosted in order to survive. You need to boost everything in your body. So this is why, you know, when you eat less, you live longer because you can survive. You can fight against all diseases and fight against the environment and activate the good genes. Now, the problem is, are you ready to eat less, 40% less, all your life? It's not practical. It's not practical to say that because it's all your life. So scientists try to find if there is any ingredient in the universe who can mimic calorie restriction without starving. And they find something, you know where? In the red wine. In the red wine, there is a family of ingredients called polyphenol. The polyphenol give the red to the red wine, but they give also the brown to the chocolate. They give the green to the tea. And one of these ingredients, you find it in the skin of the grapes, and it's called resveratrol. This is why we are using this ingredient in our product, and this is why we can say that when we have resveratrol, it will activate the sirtuin genes, and by doing that, boosting all our system. So what are the benefits of reserve? Well, the first one, because of this boosting, is endurance. Much more endurance. Much more energy in our mitochondria. You know, the mitochondria are the powerhouse for the energy in each cell. We have 2,500 small battery called mitochondria. And this product will boost production of energy from this battery. Also, it's very important because it will improve muscular coordination. You will say, so what? No, it's very important. Because when a 74-year-old man comes to the stairs, if I don't look at the stair, if I'm not very well coordinated, I can fall down and break my hips. But if I take reserve, I have more chance to go down without looking. Well, I will look in case of. So yes, it's improved coordination. Not only that, it's improved focus and memory. Not only that, it will help your body to burn fat easily. Not only that, it will increase fighting against inflammation. Because of the gel, this product have a very good bioavailability, which means that it will cross the intestinal barrier with no problem. Who can take that? Everybody. Everybody can take reserve, including your pets, if you make money with company, because it's quite expensive for a pet. You see? Understand for reserve? No problem? Next, the second one is Vidacell, or Vidacell. I don't know how to pronounce it. In French, it's Vidacell. Vidacell is only rice. Disappointing. Only rice. But not any kind of rice. You know, rice have two features. One, to give you energy, like bread. And the second one, you have a bunch of other ingredients inside which are extremely interesting. In fact, you have some ingredients which are called glycoproteins, because it's a combination of sugar and protein. And these are very interesting, as long as we can extract the right one. And for that, we get the help of the health ministry in Thailand to extract the best glycoprotein from the best rice, from the Siam Valley in Thailand. You know what we did? From the 2,000 species, first we take that from a very natural organic soil, which can get a lot of spirulina. And from that, we get an excellent rice. But we take only 3 special strains from 3,000 others, no GMO. We take these 3, we combine them together to do one cross-pollinating. You understood that, it's written here. Sorry, I'm not English. I have an accent like you. So from that, we extract a very special part which is in the seeds, we extract a very special part from the endosperm, and we refine it, fine milling until a very, very small volume, small size, which can be easily digestible. So, what for? Glycoprotein, what for? 3 reasons to take VitaCell. 1, energy. 2, cells communication. And 3, detox. Remember, energy, signaling, and detox. Easy. First one, energy. Again, VitaCell-like reserve will promote energy from the mitochondria. We call it ATP energy. You see, when we eat food, the food is broken down into major ingredients, carbohydrates, fat, and proteins, but also vitamin, trace element, and mineral. All that go directly to the blood and then are absorbed by the cells. And all these energy ingredients are going into the mitochondria. And in the mitochondria, the energy coming from the sugar or the carbohydrate or the protein or the fat will be transformed in real energy, real one, called ATP. You see? This ATP is like calorie, you see? By losing 1 P, it will become real energy for your body. Without going to chemistry, I don't have time today because I still have 8 minutes. So I can tell you that VitaCell increase the level of ATP in the body. And when you have a lot of ATP, you have a lot of energy. So second thing is about signaling. It's very important for the body to get the order from the brain going directly to the muscle, for instance. I remember when I was younger, a lot younger, my daughter will tell me, "Dad, show me your muscles." So I start like that. Tuck. I did like that without moving, and my muscle bump. And she was like that. "Dad, how did you do that?" I said, "Easy. I told to my brain." And I'd say to my brain, "Bump it." Oh, this is exactly what I did. This is exactly what you do. But you need for that a good internet. You need a good signaling communication system. And this is what glycoprotein are doing. They are signaling, they are sending a signal from one cell to the other until reaching the goal, the target. And that's where VitaCell can help, increasing the efficiency of communication and going inside the cells faster than normal. So the last one is about detox. You have to make a difference between detox and elimination. Before eliminating our toxin, we need first to detox our toxin. And there's only one place to do that, is in the liver. The liver is our chemical factory, which will transform toxin into water-soluble waste. For that, we need a lot of different ingredients, but one very important is called glutathione. Have you heard about glutathione? Glutathione is a very important ingredient which is manufactured by the liver. And it's very difficult to do commercially glutathione. It's better to increase manufacturing facility inside the liver. And this is what VitaCell is doing, increasing, promoting glutathione production. So in terms of health benefit, what do we have? Well, you understand that the health benefits is about energy first and athletic performance. And don't worry about you athletes. It's only rice. There is no doping ingredient inside, only rice. So it's increased performance, it's increased energy during routine performance or routine sport. It's also increased brain function, energy, like reserve. And combining reserve and Vidacel is fantastic, you see. It's a real antioxidant, and it's delaying aging by doing that, by giving you the energy. How to use it? 2 or 3 times a day. Any time in the day, you can mix it with water or even put the powder on your food. Okay? Let's go to Luminous. I have 5 to 10 minutes to talk to you about that. Now, Luminous is my favorite because I know very well Dr. Newman. I know what he did for us. And the serum was just, it's a unique product, and I will explain you why. So Dr. Newman designed this product based on his experience about stem cells. You know, Dr. Newman is a very famous dermatologist and a plastic surgeon who live in Beverly Hills, California. And you understand now why he's very famous, because he did a lot of things with many stars in California. So what he have invented is what he called a stem cell lift, where he's taking stem cells from the fat of his patient and re-injecting these stem cells inside the face or other part of the body. And he get wonderful results. Have you been to his website? If somebody has, you have to go to Dr. Newman's website and you will see results that you cannot believe. Even the TV company come to shoot before and after to be sure that there is no tricky things. So what he do is extracting the stem cells from the fat by a very special technique and re-injecting it. So, but this is a medical procedures. We are not involved in that. How can we be involved in that? Well, he designed a serum that he presented one day to Randy. And Randy was so happy to have stem cells in a bottle. But he was disappointed when Dr. Newman told him, bad news. There is no stem cells inside this serum. Absolutely no stem cells. Why? Because stem cells cannot survive. They are living cells. They cannot survive outside of the body. Well, but the good news is that if not, you know, there is no stem cells, but everything in this bottle is produced by stem cells. Now, you have to understand and to remember that, because this is a key word. No stem cells, but everything inside is produced by the stem cells. How come? Let me explain you. You know, Dr. Newman, when he extracts the stem cells, instead of re-injecting the patient, he keep a little part, and he put this little part in a gel, in a media gel, a nutritional gel. We call it Petri dish. Now, what happened when 2 stem cells meet together in a good nutrition environment? You know what they do? They duplicate like rabbits. Duplicate by millions. You put 2 stem cells together, 1 week after, you get 100,000 stem cells. So that's what he do, leave that in a Petri dish for 1 week. Now, during this week, all these stem cells release molecules. Now, we are talking about molecules, not living stem cells. Molecules called, you know, growth factors or signaling molecules. And these molecules are released in the media gel. So after 1 week, he filter all the stem cells that we don't need anymore, and he keep the media gel, which is full of what we call growth factors or soluble factors or polypeptide. Name it as you want. Now, what they do, you know, this molecule have a very special feature. Again, what they are signaling molecules. They are molecules which give signals. What they do, you know, they are authorized to enter in the skin cells. And when they go inside, they say to the cells, when they penetrate in the cell, they say, please regenerate or replace or do everything necessary to regenerate inside the cell. They don't do the job, they give the order to do the job. And that's how they do. But not only that, once they start to enter in the epidermis here, what happens is there is an amplifying signal, which the signal go deeper and deeper and deeper, the signal. And it go where? It go in deep in the dermis, inside the deeper part of the skin. That's where the business is. The business is here because that's where elastin and collagen are, the product which give you the elasticity or which avoid wrinkle to be. And then the signal going down will say the signal resynthesize, regenerate elastin and collagen. And this is how this unique product works. There is no product in the market who can do that except growth factor. Some companies has growth factor from vegetal origin, but one or two. We had 200 different ones. 200 different ones, which means that every one of them is targeted for one target, very specific target in the skin. So that's why, you know, the serum has a large shape of features about wrinkles, about collagen synthesis, about roughness, about inflammatory, about everything, you know. The serum is quite unique. So we don't have only that, but we have also a line of product. We don't have time today to go to every one, but this is a new line of product that you may have very soon, maybe. You have a cleanser, for instance, which also is exfoliating cleanser. We have a daily and a night cream. The daily cream is very important because it has hydrating effect, it has a nourishing effect, a protecting effect with an SPF. But the new one is the new night cream. Did you have this new one coming yet? Not yet? You will have it soon. Now, the big difference with the old one is that there is plenty of new ingredient inside which can hydrate, which can also exfoliate, but also which work against glycation. You remember, I told you about glycation. Glycation, when you eat too much sugar, your protein will be glued. But with new ingredient, we can break down this glue and avoid wrinkles. And that's what Dr. Newman did in his night cream. Many others, but we don't have time today. Let's go on one which is very interesting for you. It is instantly ageless. Have you got this product here? Are you happy with? Very happy with? Let me explain you the science behind if you give me 5 minutes more. Now, this product has two features, working on expression wrinkles and working on dark circles and bags. Let's see first expression wrinkles. You see, what is the science behind? Is it magic? Do we have science? Yes, we have. You know, let's talk a little about wrinkles, which is very important. I tell you why. If you take an elephant, he doesn't mind about having wrinkles. You agree? He can have thousands of wrinkles, he doesn't care. Now, if you take a woman and she have one single wrinkle, she can go into panic. You agree? So it's a very big market, wrinkle market. So what happened is this product work on expression wrinkles. You see? The one which you have when you express something. And what is the story behind? You know, it's a story which started in 1960 with a surgeon, an ophthalmologist from San Francisco. He was working with cross eyes, you know, strabismus. And he was injecting a product in this area to treat strabismus. He got wonderful results for strabism or for cross eyes. But all his patients told him, look, doctor, I have something special. I don't have any more expression wrinkle with your product. He started to understand why. You know, he was using what we call botulinum toxin. Botulinum toxin is a toxin coming from a poison called Clostridium botulinum, or botulism, which you remember your grandmother told you when you eat a can, if the can is like that, don't eat it, because it must be a poison inside. You see, that's true. It maybe have botulism inside, Clostridium, and that will paralyze you all your body. What they find, the science find, if you can extract a special, special poison from that and make it neutral, you get a fantastic product. And the commercial name, I cannot tell you this, you know, I can only whisper this name because I'm not authorized to say this name. I will whisper you. We call it botulinum toxin, BT, in order not to be sued by the company which is doing. Now, this product became extremely popular in America, for instance. It was approved by the FDA for cosmetic use and used by millions of people. Now, you know, in America, there is everything in America, including excess of things. And what they was doing BT party, botulinum party. You know, when they invite people to drink, sometimes not only to drink, and somebody was with a syringe and was just injecting. Was injecting to everyone who want BT. What happened is, by doing too much BT, what you have, you may come with what we call a frozen face. But you cannot walk anymore because everything is paralyzed. That's too much. Now, what happened with our product doesn't work like that. It's approximately the same formula as that BT, by one special ingredient called argyroline, which worked like BT, but in a little different way. You see, what happened is that BT, what they do, they work on the signal. You know, the signal between in the nerve, they destroy the neuromediator, and then you cannot have any more signal. And the muscle is paralyzed. While with argyroline, we don't destroy the neurotransmitter. We just make it not being produced. And then the muscle is not paralyzed, the muscle is relaxed, which is a big difference because you can use it as much as you can. You never have any side effect with this product. So yes, argyroline is botulinum-like, but it's different. You can use it day and night, every day, and it can help you to decrease your expression line. And then to go fast because I'm late, for the eye bags, you know, there's many eye bags and dark circle, you know, many examples. You know, you have here an example of two different ones. You have another one here where Kim looks to spend all the night outside. You see, all different, and you have all different bags during the day yourself. And every day is a little different. So why it's working like magic? Because of two ingredients called sodium silicate and magnesium silicate. With these two products, it will promote an immediate tightening effect on the skin, and you may have extremely magic, immediate disappearing of the dark bag. This product is extremely good in emergency when you have a date. You have a date, you didn't know that, you have always a little instantly just in the pocket, you go to the toilet, say, sorry, I'm coming back. When you come back, the man said, "Oh my God, what you did." Very efficient. So, and you see many examples that you already have in your internet, I'm sure. You just need a little part, and you don't brush, you tap only. You see, like that. So, I think you understand what means that. Let's go to the conclusion because I'm late now. You know, you have seen some of the product, but I have good news for you. Every day, our life is extended of 6 hours, 25%. 6 hours every day, and we don't do nothing for that. Is it not a good news? Because, you know, let's take, in 100 years ago, the average life expectancy was 40 years. 100 years after, it was 80 years. Double. Make the calculation. We win 40 years in 100 years. That makes 6 hours a day. And it's not finished. Every year, we increase our longevity. The problem is with Jeunesse, can we do better? Can we go faster than that? Yes, we can. Yes, we can do better than that. Why? Well, because of the new progress of the technology. You know, the last one was the discovery of the telomerase. The discovery of the telomerase, it's an enzyme which is stopping the shortening of the telomeres. And for that, the person, Elizabeth Blackburn from Tasmania, win Nobel Prize. So what will happen? What we want with Jeunesse? You know, we want to give you, and to give me if possible, 20 more years. 20. Why 20? Because in 20 years, we will have a new Nobel Prize, which will find a new way to increase again our life, to increase our longevity for 20 more years. So we will have 40, and we will wait again 20 years, and we will have another Nobel Prize. Just to tell you that science is working by step, every day, every day. This is why it's very important to increase, to improve your lifestyle, to take the product every day. And the deal that I want to do with you today is this following one. Let's meet here in 2056. Yes? Yes? My name is William Amzallag. Thank you very much. Thank you.